Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, this is Kenya Revolutionary for a second session. I hope you're doing well. This is late night if you're living in Kenya. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. Let's take a look, talk about what really went on today. Karibu sana. I'm giving you a few minutes just to get it together. If you're in bed and you just got the notification, please get off the blanket and tune in. We're about to go in about what happened. Gen Z will not and shouldn't relent. Ruto must go. That is a must. That is a fact that has to be brought into fruition. That will happen. That will happen. That will happen. Usijali. I feel your pain, Kiki. Usijali. Don't be furious. We are taking him out. Before December, we are taking him out. Leo tulimsomea, tulimwangalia 18 leo, tumemjua. We are looking at how he was going to respond. And he responded the way we wanted. Now, we are re-strategizing and we are about to come back stronger. Let's get in. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Let's get started. Hapa kuna mchezo. Ruto must go by December. Msijali. Anatoka, huyu jamaa hawezi kusurvive. He cannot survive. He will not survive. There's no way he can survive. Let me tell you why. Let's get cracking. All right. Hebu mweze kama mnaingia tafadhali, please start by liking the video. We shall get on. Na mtu yote anataka kwenda kwa studio, nitamwekea link aingie kwa studio atuambie maoni yake vile anafikiria mambo ilienda leo. Today, let's see. Something is happening. Things are happening. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Najua wengine wenu mlivunjika moyo of what happened, but it's okay. It's okay. People learn from what happened. It was not a mistake. It was not a mistake. This was okay. This was perfectly fine. Okay. I'm going to start by Messi M. Karibu sana. Jambo sana. Jambo. Karibu everyone. Karibu. We shall start by re-strategizing. Again, here it is. For those of you who live in diaspora, there's what wananyo pesa. Let's go. Let me show you on what's his name? What's his face name? Miguna's page. He has pinned where you can actually contribute to the Gen Z movement. Because remember, we are strategizing. Tumejua Ruto. I told you. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Please. Gather around. Tafadhali. Tafuta kitu kae. We are about to get in. I'm telling you. Usijali. What happened was okay. Okay? Aya, ndio hiyo sasa. Here is the part here. Meguna just posted and pinned this comment here. I want you to read it to you. This is an urgent appeal for financial contributions towards the Gen Z humanitarian support and civic education. You can donate any amount directly to the Kenyan Diaspora USA organization, which will account for every cent donated to this great cause. Na details ndio hiyo vile unaweza kufanya nini kupatia na nini. For those of you who are in diaspora, okay? Diaspora means outside of Kenya, whether you're in USA, whether you're in Japan, whether you're in Australia, UK, whatever the case is, Asia, East Asia, India, Kenya. Sawa. Note that Miguna is not a member of the Kenya Diaspora USA. So those posting distractions and malicious rumors will be blocked. Okay. So wale wanataka kusaidia kupatia na pesa on the Kenya Diaspora, ndio your information, go to Miguna's page. It's pinned there. This money is going to be contributed to the NaNe. Karibu sana Vicky Hanel. Karibu sana. He deployed the soldiers to crush the movement. Yes, they were not soldiers. They were police officers, okay? He led police from all across the country to descend upon Nairobi CBD. He knew he could not use the soldiers. Haezi kutumia NaNe KDF. Haezi. He knows why. There's a reason why. But usijali, we have him. Tumemweka pale anafaa kuwa. Usijali. Don't worry. This guy, actually, he has messed up a lot. He has messed up and it's going to make... Gen Z, I told you, these are not your average Joe Schmoes that go to maandamano yoyote na wanavunja vitu na wanafanya. It's more complicated. I'll tell you why. Ingieni hapa. I'm about to show you why Ruto is going to be removed methodologically. Methodically. Ama wanasemaje? Naonyesha. I'll show you. I will show. Mimi siniwaambianga vitu hapa. Wacha niwaonyeshe. Na muona mcheze dakika ameingia hapo. Karibu sana. Please like the video immediately. Like the video. Nataka kuonyesha. So, here is that page. if you live in the diaspora and you want to give it to the diaspora in the USA, please get the information. If you want to go to their website and give them a call or whatever the case is, to make sure if you want to give up money or whatever the case is, because hii ni pesa ambao wanachangia kupatia watu wa Gen Z. So go check it out. I'm not part of it, but if you feel like you want to contribute towards Gen Z, you do that. All right. Clean Black Sneakers, I see you. Karibu sana. Robert Amoko, karibu. Vicky Hanel, karibu. Melchizedek Odhiambo amerudi pia. Greetings. Robert Amoko anasema, Gen Zs, you are heroes for saying no to Ruto's dangerous games for Kenyans. The tax bill, livestock, seed bill, UN headquarters, moving to Nairobi, NATO ally, sale of JKIA and carbon credit, etc. Absolutely. These are the things that are actually, all these laws that Robert Amoko has highlighted, these are basically laws that are designed for the country, the state of Kenya, to give up its sovereign power into private corporations, okay? These mega multinational corporations, okay? These laws are designed to give up that power to these corporations. Those that he has just mentioned again. He has mentioned it, NATO ally, which means anything that NATO wants, we shall be part of it. The seed bill, okay? We cannot even, hatuwezi hata kufuga mimea yetu, our seeds, our own seeds, okay? Livestock, ulisikia Bill Gates anasema nataka kupatia kuinject my livestock wetu, okay? Na vitu shindano. UN headquarters, na hiyo moving to Nairobi. You know what the implication of that will mean. The sale of JKIA, well, what's that in Neo? That's Indian company that wants to take over JKIA. Carbon credits, just another way of taking land from Kenya in the name of carbon credits. You say that it is about usurpation of power from the Kenyan people, okay? Clean Black Sneakers anatuambia, Vicky Hanel anatuambia, police overpowered in Nairobi. My God. He cannot avoid the inevitable. Change is coming. He must go. Absolutely. Change is coming. That's what I was trying to tell people. This is what it is. Change in here, right? All right. Oh, shoot. What? Hey. Ion Mutua Maker. Hey, Clean Black Sneakers. Change is here. Thank you for the $5 in your contribution to you from you. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Oh my goodness, that's the first contribution. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Anyway, rebel salute. So what I'm trying to say is this. I know a lot of people, some people, like my very good friend Kiki here, he feels furious, and for a good reason, because we had high hopes. We expected that today was the D-Day and Ruto was supposed to go out. But it's okay. I will tell you why. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? You jamaa alienda kachukua again. Let me just get started. Let me catch my breath. Like the videos, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video. Karibu sana, please. Na mkitaka kuingia mniambie, nitawaekea ninio hapo. I will put the link there. So if you want to join in, you can join in. Again, Clean Black Sneakers, I thank you so much for your $5 contribution towards the channel. That's one way of supporting the channels. This channel, I usually don't ask for money, but if you want to contribute, that's up to you. I thank you so much. I appreciate anything. You can just subscribe, like, share, comment, and all that good stuff. So thank you so much. Anyway, Yasi karibu sana na kuona hapo. Yasi has joined in. Yasi saying, change is coming, always with Kenya. Ruto hawezi kaka lazima aende. He must go. Now, here's what I want to break down to you to give you hope. Kiki kama unanisikia, please, I hope umetega masikio, because I want you to listen carefully, okay? I want you to listen carefully. In the morning, I explained to you why Ruto could not deploy the military or the KDF as he did last time when people were going to JKIA. You remember why I told you he could not do that, right? Because when he did that, the army, when they walifika ground, walipigia the head of police wakamwambia hivi, walipigia IG wakamwambia nini? Wewe, tell your police to step back. You cannot be shooting people in residential areas, okay? And actually, they started, ulikuwa naona the army were interacting with wananchi and even protecting them from these police officers who were shooting tear gas to them. You saw it today in CBD. No one was actually doing anything. Any crowd of people who met and started talking or just shooting a video or interview, the police will disperse them by shooting a tear gas. What kind of this? I would understand it if the crowd was unruly and are doing something that's unruly, then you can understand why they should do that. But this is a case where the crowd was just walikuwa wanaongea tu kwa upole, hakuna kitu ambao walikuwa wanafanya vibaya, and these guys come in and just shoot them, just to disperse the crowd. That is where a problem is. And we saw, remember, the Americans came and met Ruto and told him, what did he tell him? They told him, listen, you are going to respect the rights of people to peaceably. Well, they didn't say peaceably to NaNe or to protest, but protesting, picketing is allowed in our constitution. It's legal. Worldwide picketing is legal, okay? The police should only tear gas. The tear gas should be used if the crowd is unruly. Let's say crowd wanaanza kutupa mawe or something like that. That is when the police are justified to throw these stones to, disperse the crowds. But today, you saw that ama jamaa walikuwa natupa tu tear gas hadharani for no reason. Nothing na hakuna kitu imewafanya, wametupa tu tear gas, okay? Now, that leaves room for a lawsuit. And these guys need to be held accountable. They should be taken to courts. I know what you're thinking. You're saying there's no faith in our judicial system. There's no faith in our legislative system. There's no faith in our executive system. I know that. But this can enter into the realm of international law against human rights laws. Because now you're going to cause people respiratory problems over what? Okay? Even the international journalists who are there covering the NaNe, okay? They had evidence. I saw some Asian, maybe Chinese or Japanese NaNe reporters who were there, okay? People were just walking, walikuwa na nyamaza, si kuona mtu ametupa mawe, si kuona mtu akipiga mduru ati anatupa vitu, being unruly, but the tear gas was being dispersed. Pa, 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 pa. Na majamaa wamenyamaza. Why do that? That is not justifiable use of tear gas. Okay? So that's why you can build a case and say against the police, Kenyan police can be held liable. Ndio nakwambia, hawa majamaa walikuwa wanajiingiza kwa shimo without even knowing. So guess what? There shall be a surgery to be conducted. Surgery. Okay? Our Kenya police, they will have to answer questions. Why did you lob those tear gases while these innocent people, bystanders, were not unruly in any way? Why ulikuwa nashika watu, mnabeba, mnachapa makofi, beating them, assaulting them, throwing them at the back of the lorry and taking them and detaining them? For what? What crime did they commit? Those are the questions that are going to be answered. Now, that is the first step into breaking down this criminal government by Ruto. I'm telling you. Ebu ingieni hapa mwanze kulike video na subscribe, because I'm about to explain to you how Ruto's regime is going to be broken down step by step. Legally, step by step. He will not have anywhere to run. And I'm telling you, the problem with him is it seems like the international community who were behind him have abandoned him. Listen to me. It seems that the very powers that walikuwa namtetea ni kama wamemwacha. I'll tell you why. There is no way. In fact, let me take you back. I'll help you. Let me take you back, because naona kama mnachanganyikiwa. I want to help you, because hii kitu nakuja step by step. Nyinyi mnafikiri hii ni step back. No. Listen, this is up to the plan. Listen to me. Okay, let me read this one very quickly, then I'll take you back step by step. I want you to listen to me carefully and understand how Ruto is going to going down. He's going down quick. Listen. Okay. Bad policing will only make their job much harder, because now the citizens despise them. Yes, they are making a big mistake. The effects are long lasting. Absolutely. Clean black sneakers. Indeed, civil rights and human rights. Yes, they have violated their civil rights and what? Their human rights. Civil in the sense that they are legally allowed to go to the streets and picket peaceably, which they did. But As soon as they gathered, wanaongea hapo, ati 5 people wamesimama hapo wanaongea, polisi anakuja anasema pa anatupa nini tear gas. It forces them to flee. Now this can cause respiratory problems to these guys, okay? Because there's no way the government didn't say that ati watu wasikuje CBD. Polisi haikuambia watu hivyo. And by the way, they can't stop the freedom of movement. People can assemble if they want to assemble. People can picket if they can picket. Article 37 give them power to do so. So there's no way the police can tell them that. Now you go there and these guys are not unruly, unatupa tear gas. Human rights, you're violating their human rights by what? Doing what? Illegally detaining them, violating them, physically assaulting them and throwing them in the ninio, in their uko chini ya ninio, okay? In fact, I saw someone who was beaten up. I think he almost died, okay? I won't show you their pictures because, you know, YouTube ikona masharti yake. But I'm explaining to you the things that the police were doing that will land them in hot water while they were doing. That is the importance of, see, that is why policing in Kenya needs proper training. These people are not trained and they're very stupid. They get there and they get violent because they think that's the only way how to quell peaceful protest, okay? You don't quell peaceful protest because it is peaceful. But anyway, let's get to it. I will show you some stuff. Tuingie kazini. Let's get to it. Let me show you stuff. This is part of the stuff that was happening. I won't show you some graphic videos because, again, I said YouTube ikona masharti yake, so I can't show you all of that. I'll show you just some of what was happening. And not only that, let's see. Here it is. If KTN already, you can see the news outlets are already reporting the excessive forces that were used to disperse peaceful protesters, okay? Oh yeah, Goddess akwapo naye anatuambia namna gani? We come in peace. Policemen shooting, panga vizuri don't go in peace anymore. They have shown you can solve ourselves with peace, okay? Wake up. Hold on. Let me show you. KTN has started already, you know, the news, Al Jazeera, KTN, Citizen. I can see there's a theme now that is focusing on the excessive force that was used by the police, which I think is in advantage. It's advantageous to the new. Let's get in. Let me show you real quick. Maybe you probably have seen this clip, but I'll play for you for those of you who haven't seen it. Please, let me remind you, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Police officers, as was seen today, train their... Tonight, we're calling out the police officers who decided that it is all right to clobber innocent and threatening Kenyans, while others chose the route of disregarding the sacrosanct role of the media and just ultimately professionalism and humanity. Why would police officers, as was seen today, train their terror at journalists who are just doing their job within the confines of the law? Why would a police officer look to get into a fight with a journalist displaying a pedestrian approach to his official work while fully clad in official attire? He was so out of line that even his colleagues had to hold him back and to chest thump his way through the bar brawl style approach when the journalist asked him to stop attacking him. He asked him what he's going to do, the literal utadu personified. Unfortunately, this was not an isolated incident of police officers unjustifiably targeting journalists as they covered the protests, which, for the record, were largely marked by police activities and protesters' responses. In Nairobi Central Business District, when things were heating up, journalists who sought to record or do live reporting were met by tear gas canisters being lobbed their way in a manner to depict and communicate that they were deliberately being targeted. CNN's Larry Madowo reported being aimed at and shot at with canisters, with some fragments hitting him. Why are journalists and other innocent citizens being turned into targets? And why is the Constitution being put at the center of the gunman's aim? Mr. Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli, is this the identity that the service is made of? Just this evening, you issued a statement on the events of the day saying in part, and I quote, "Kenya is a democratic country, and as a service, we wish to reiterate our commitment to promoting democratic policing that upholds the rule of law, professionalism, transparency, and accountability. End of quote. How do we reconcile this pronouncement to some of your juniors' actions and behaviors? What does this demonstrate? Actually, let's talk about demonstrations for a bit. The media fraternity demonstrated demanding justice and integrity in the police service. The police demonstrated some goodwill in accepting the petition and making commitments to act on it accordingly. But beyond that, some cops have spat in the face of the goodwill and through their actions have demonstrated or protested against what is expected of them. It is weeks after other journalists were attacked, and we have hardly seen action being taken against police officers, some whose actions were caught on camera and are in the public domain. Sadly, that we have seen and experienced the bitter fruit of their indiscretions. To the Independent Policing Oversight Authority and the Internal Affairs Unit of the National Police Service, do your part and let justice be served. Mr. President William Ruto, you have vowed to ensure media freedom, but some of the boots on the ground are stomping on this commitment as they trample underfoot the reputation that some good officers have worked to build. Yes, there are good officers, cops worth salutes of honor, and we laud them for their professionalism. While you're insistent that the police service is independent, we know you have the influence to push the wheels of justice faster. So it's time for lights, camera, and action. Over to you. Journalism is not a crime.
Absolutely. So you can see the journalists are also complaining about what happened today. It was there's so many pictures that there's so many. If you go to my Twitter page, there's so many whatever that I've retweeted where you see the kind of violations that these police officers were committing. There's one in particular, and I know what she was talking about, where this guy went to, and Ali Chapa journalist was just outrightly kicked him. And the guy was, "Why are you hitting me? I'm just a Ninio." And like the guy said, it was bad. But let me explain to you something. Let me tell you something that it was a win for Gen Z. Let me show you why it was a win on Gen Z. This, number one, proved that the Gen Zs are not, again, they're peaceful. If you looked at the whole thing, if you watch the videos, I stayed up. I stayed up all night and watched from the beginning. Asubuhi, the Gen Zs who were there in the 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Nikaanza kuangalia. Niweke link. Nitaweka link basi. I hear somebody wants the link. I'll put the link for anyone who wants to be part of it. Naongee. But like I was saying, I wanted to see what was going on. And from the reports, from the Twitter pages that I saw, that I was looking at, and the content creators who are live on the ground, who are reporting what was happening, there was not even a single incident where the protesters were doing anything wrong, illegal. The only incident that I remember was there was somebody who was accused of pickpocketing or stealing a phone, and he had to run and be jificha kwa mapolisi. You understand? And the protesters were the ones who were like, hey, what are you doing? We said we are coming here peacefully. So kwa nini unaiba simu za watu wewe? Yeah? They almost, I don't know if they wanted to chapa him or whatever the case is, but they came after him hard, telling him, listen, we came to Ninio peaceably and petition the state house, not coming here na kuiba vitu. This is not what they came to do. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that in all incidents that I've seen so far, and if there's any case that the protesters were involved in any criminal activity, please show me the video. But by all accounts, these people, these young folks, not only young folks, people of different ages, because this Gen Z movement, again, it's just called Gen Z, but it involves everyone. Baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and everything in between, okay? So, every time the protesters were discussing something, and or wanini wanajihoji, or they are creating content, okay, the police will come in and disperse them. That was hiyo ndio ilikuwa ninio yao. That was their plan, to make sure that people do not congregate, watu wasikutane by any means. That is what they were. Hiyo ndio walikuwa wanataka. That was their plan, okay? And in doing so, and all this brutal behavior that they exhibited today in NaNe Nane, it is it's playing against them. It's playing against the regime. Ruto will have to answer that. I know he might try to isolate himself and say, oh, hiyo ni department ya police. Police is an independent nio. IPOA sijui nini. No. The buck stops with you, Mr. President, because your first responsibility as the head of the state is to protect the citizens. So he'll have to answer that. He cannot get away with it. Okay? There was another one. I'll show you. I'm just trying to paint to you the reason why Gen Zs actually won without necessarily getting to State House. And this is a victory that will help them next time when they get to the streets. It will help them march confidently towards the State House. Because what will happen now, there'll be a lot of lawsuits and there'll be a lot of pressure against the security forces, the police, okay, to answer for this kind of behavior. That is number one. That is the number one thing. While the pressure will be mounting, and we shall look, because now we have to, accountability ni kitu ambayo we shall have to fight for. Let me tell you something. Freedom will come. Freedom is something that you have to fight for. And when I say fight for, I don't mean you have to physically fight for. In some cases, yes. But what I'm saying is, since we live in a democracy of some sort, okay, of course it's tyrannical by nature, but the constitutional democracy under which we live by in this Republic called Kenya, for us to realize it, we have to fight for it to be implemented. Because as you can see, the bourgeoisie, what the people we call the political class, do not want to adhere to the constitution. They want to create their own laws. Just like you see the NADCO report was illegal, but they went ahead and shoved it on our faces. And they're implementing it. And now they're even putting crooks and drug dealers to be part of the executive, cabinet ministers, cabinet secretaries, whatever you want to call it. Okay? They're bum rushing themselves into position of leadership, taking our taxes, misusing it, misappropriating it, with no sense of accountability. So we, the people, since we are paying for it, we have to fight for accountability, for them to be held accountable. And part of it is going to be what these Gen Zs were doing today. It's a step. I know. The talk was to remove Ruto. The talk was to do the Bangladeshi stuff. I know that. That's the ultimate goal. But the first step, the first block towards that realization, that goal of removing Ruto, is what was accomplished today. Expose the brutal nature of the police. This is actually God's working. While people, the government might be like, oh, we were able to thwart any kind of mandamano on CBD. But legally, we can hold them responsible and say, hey, listen, didn't you give a press conference telling us that people can picket and do so peaceably as the Constitution guarantees them in Article 37? Is it not true that Article 1 gives people the sovereign authority to exercise their power directly or indirectly? So why did you send the security forces, the police forces, to brutalize these young folks who are out there protesting peaceably as it is enshrined in the Constitution? They did not commit any crime. They were not unruly. They didn't rob anyone. They were not infringing on anyone's rights. They were simply exercising their constitutional freedom that is afforded to them. So why then did you go out there and send these police officers to disperse the crowd? Sending these poisonous, noxious gases, which can in turn cause respiratory complications. For what? For a crowd that was just marching peaceably? Why did you have to brutalize journalists who are reporting on your illegal activities? If anything, these police officers were supposed to be there to protect the protesters. In turn, these guys went to CBD and limited their movement, brutalized them, illegally detained them by using ununiformed police officers who could not show or identify themselves as such, wielding guns, abducting innocent people who are out there exercising their democratic rights. So you've been exposed as a tyrannical regime. Mr. Ruto, you were warned. You were warned. Let me play that video of that human rights person who went and warned Ruto. I think that helps put things into a proper perspective, just so we can see. And again, I tell you people, these Gen Z are not your everyday Joe Schmoes. They are more sophisticated than you think. So this lack of reaching State House might have been deliberate. Listen up. Are you ready? I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you. I'm here to help you. I'll show you that, because that helps. It helps. Let me show you this clip, if I can. Let me play you. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Boomwald, I see you. Give me a few minutes, Boomwald, just a minute. Karibu, Boomwald.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, sema.
Take your time.
All right, let me play something. I want to show the people a video of this US envoy who was talking to Ruto about the importance of human. Of course, United States doesn't have a moral authority to do so, but I'm just giving an example of how they were warned about the situation, given the history of this regime and the past regime violating protesters' rights to protest. So here is
William Ruto has come under increasing pressure from the United States government for
sorry guys,
capabilities.
Hold on.
To
increasing pressure from the United States government for the prosecution of security officials who've employed extra legal tactics to crack down on peaceful protesters. Less than 2 weeks after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said as much to him on the phone, the Undersecretary for Civilian Security and Democracy and Human Rights, Uzra Zeya, delivered this message to him in person. Our very own Olive Burrows. There's more.
Let your actions match your words, is the unerring message from the United States government to President William Ruto with respect to holding police accountable for the deaths and trampling of civil liberties in response to protests against his government. A message passed on phone by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken less than 2 weeks ago and followed up in person by his Undersecretary for Civilian Security, Democracy and Human Rights, Uzra Zea, that the police should protect and not terrorize the citizenry. And where they violate this principle, as has been witnessed during the protests, they should be answerable to the people for their actions.
I encourage President Ruto to take concrete action on his recent public pledges to strengthen rule of law, champion anti-corruption initiatives, and advance accountability within his own government. I think the key question is the implementation of these commitments into action. And one specific area, which I highlighted in my opening remarks, is the importance of investigating reports of security force abuses, prosecuting those found to be responsible, and ensuring that accountability is achieved.
They are making these remarks after meeting with various security sector players, among them the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, which has accused the Office of the Inspector General of Police of sabotaging its efforts to investigate the killing of protesters by the police. And as for whether there will be consequences should the U.S. government's call for the respect of human rights go unheeded.
I would underscore to you, it's well known that U.S. security assistance, partnership cooperation programs are also subject to U.S. law that requires that we are vigilant, with respect to our partners upholding human rights. And where there are allegations of gross violations of human rights, we have to be attentive and call for accountability.
The Undersecretary denying that the U.S. government has turned a blind eye to these violations after it bestowed a great honor of a state visit on President William Ruto 2.5 months ago.
And I have seen that throughout the protests, the United States, led by our embassy, but supported by my boss, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, we've urged the government of Kenya to conduct prompt, transparent investigations into allegations of violence and hold those responsible accountable.
In the course of her 2-day visit to the country, Zea passed on the same message to the Principal Secretary Interior, Raymond Omolo, and the Director of Criminal Investigations, Amin Mohammed. She also met with other players in the justice system, including Chief Justice Martha Koome and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission.
We are going to continue to concentrate our efforts and support strengthening Kenyan government investigative, prosecutorial, and asset recovery capabilities to take the ill-gotten gains of kleptocratic actors and return them to the people.
Olive Burrows, Citizen TV.
Okay. You know what's interesting about that statement? When she mentioned that part, when she's talking about, she mentions the asset recovering, the potential asset recovering exercise of rogue leaders within the country. I'm just paraphrasing what she said. Basically, for those actors that have been involved in corruption, i.e. Hassan Joho, CS Opayaranya. But will this actually happen? I don't know. Because I don't know the relationship that is. Let me welcome in Mr. Boomwald. Boomwald, karibu. What's going on? Talk to me.
Well, yeah. So basically, a couple of things happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like today, something big happened today. You know Scott Ritter?
Scott Ritter, yeah, I know Scott Ritter. He was a Marine who was involved in during Iraq. He was with he did that.
Yeah, the Saddam
Saddam Hussein, when he was checking the weapons of mass destruction, he was part of that UN IAEA with Hansi Flicks. Yeah. And he came and reported that Saddam didn't have any and he made those stuff about Israel, and then he got into trouble. They raided his house. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm like going.
You're in America, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm in Canada.
Right.
So we love Scott Ritter.
Yes.
Because the last comment he made, right? with the Palestine IDF going in and raping. Like the last comment, like it was just on Jimmy, right? You follow
Yes.
right?
Jimmy?
Yeah, you know Jimmy guy. We know Jimmy.
Jimmy Dello?
Jimmy the show.
Yes, yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So basically, we love Scott. Like you know that, right? Like we love Scott because he speaks the truth.
Yes. Yes.
And so what happened is that this is all connected, and Scott was trying to teach us a lesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because it started with JFK in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So it's all connected, and some stuff we're not supposed to say. But when it comes to Kenya, a good youth got arrested today, right?
Who got arrested?
Like a good kid that got arrested today. He's very very famous. He just got arrested today. Amando Mano.
Yeah.
The kid with everybody should know him. Like he has braids. Jimmy Wagi. He has like braids and he's very very famous. He's like really like into the Mano.
Yeah. One of those. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they took him today. You know what I mean? Like he has like 2 million views. They
Mhm.
arrested today Mano.
Mm-hmm.
And they arrested a couple of people today. And Boniface.
Boniface Mwangi.
Yeah, his face got really beat up. Did you see that? I just got the new post and his face is because first like he made a fake a suicide on his
Yeah.
face, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was questioning the saying like, oh, that's not real, right? Like we know Boniface when he tweets, right? Like, or if he says something, we know how he reacts, right?
Right.
Everybody was going around and saying online today, saying that like it was a suicide note, but we know like he didn't do that, right? And then a couple of hours later, I have a picture of him. His face is all brutal because he was kidnapped. You know that, right? He was kidnapped.
I actually didn't know that. I thought he was he just deactivated his account and because people were attacking him. Yeah.
He was missing, right? And everybody assumed online that like he's gone, whatever. And then there was a sudden message from his account that mentioned something, and it looked like it was suicide.
Yes, I saw that.
And then I just got a picture now of his face.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, you saw the picture, right?
Yeah, but Hanifa was saying it was fake. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, that's all happening right now in 24 hours. Like 0808, it's all happening today.
All right.
This is all happening today. So my first is safety, right? Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is everybody okay? Because like today, 808, a lot of stuff happened, and like we're not even sure if we covered everything, right? Even
Right.
Right? Like there's so many things happening that's not covered, and so many things hasn't been revealed, right? So I'm really concerned. I'm worried about like, because you know what I mean. Like Kenya is home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really concerning. Like so many things are happening. What do you think though so far, like today?
I think the first step today. The main thing I can take out of this is that this has exposed the police forces. I mentioned in my video yesterday or the day before that Ruto will be hesitant to use the army like he used when that Tuesday when people were going to JKIA.
Yeah. Because
the army was with the people. The army were actually interacting, having positive interactions with the people. Yeah. So he probably used the police officers, got the police officers from other parts of the country to bring them to Nairobi to actually do this stuff that he was doing, which he, I mean, on his part, it's kind of successful. He was able to, thwart the whole thing. But again, I say it's not really a win for him because this exposes the fact that the police do not respect the rights of the people. The regime, Ruto, does not respect the rights of the people. So the pressure will be on the police force. That's number one. Because now they can be held responsible. Why did they tear gas innocent people who are not even, these people are not even protesting.
Yeah.
They didn't even have the opportunity to protest, but they were being tear gassed. They were being dispersed. They were told they cannot access the CBD. That is their right. So that is going to be dealt with.
Oh, are you saying that what happened today too at the Soko? The police went to the Soko.
Yes.
And people out?
Yes, I saw that too.
I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, you see that and I think that's
and they weren't even doing nothing. They were just simply sitting there doing
Yeah, yeah. So you see what I'm saying? That's something that the police force will be in trouble for.
yeah.
They can, I mean, the journalists who are being beaten, they can be sued for that.
It's the
So
opposite of what they're preaching. Totally the opposite. Because first the general police said, "Don't do this, don't do that," and then you go bother the people that are not even doing anything.
exactly. So I think it was a tactic. I mean, by now I think this was a tactic by Gen Z, because like I said, Gen Z, this is not your normal people running around burning stuff. The Azimio folks. But let me bring in Melchizedek, because I'm sure he probably wants to say something about what transpired today. Melchizedek, karibu, maoni yako.
Yes, good evening, good morning, actually.
Good morning, or good afternoon, good, everything good.
Good, everything is good.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just want to say hi to Boom World. I think he's also a Kenyan, maybe, if I'm not wrong.
Like I don't know, it's Kenya, because the problem with Kenya, there's one problem with Kenya, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we like Somalia in 1988, right?
Okay.
You know what happened in 1988, right? 1992, right? With the Saddam, with us, with Said Barre in the war,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So all of us had to leave Somalia and go to Kenya, right? So
Yes.
I don't consider Kenya as I have to ask him because he's a Kenyan, right? So I
Yes.
have to ask him as permission if I can be in your country. I mean, for me, like, I mean, Canada, that's the way I think, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he's gonna be like, "Oh, why don't you go back to Somalia?" Right? So I think, like, as Kenya, like, I have family in Kenya. I love Kenya, but it's not in the right place. When when you go Eastleigh, you've been to Eastleigh, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When you go Eastleigh, I went there, like, I was doing business export, right? And imagine a girl, like Somalian girls there, they're like, "Oh, how come you don't speak Somali?" Because I want to speak Swahili, right?
Yes.
I'm like, because Kenya is like what I grew up to, what I know, right?
Yes.
It makes sense for me to speak Swahili first before Somalia, right? And why would you be in Kenya if you don't speak their language? Why are you there?
Right. Right.
So
Good point.
I really love Kenya, and I think Kenya is on the verge of to create something so beautiful in Africa to liberate us, right? So we can all have a continent identity.
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Love,
Good.
love.
All right.
Yeah.
Melchizedek, go ahead.
Yes. I just want to say something today because what I've seen today is directly showing that our government is very reckless. They don't care about the wananchi,
Yeah.
and it shows very well that today that the so-called regime that we have been singing all along, they have proved them that they don't deserve to be in that position, because whatever they are doing, they are showing a very, very bad picture to everyone, every African, because if you really, really care about your country, such kind of things should not happen. What we have seen today,
Yeah.
because those people were very innocent. No one was. Today there was no demonstration. Totally, there wasn't. But due to the the evil mind that the president has, the so-called president have, cause all this problem. So I just want to go to straight the point by I just want to give some ideas to our Gen Zs, which we are among them, that first of all they have to stop exposing everything that they are doing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
The first thing that they are supposed to, at least they have to understand, or they have to start doing the different strategies for doing this mandamano, because they already told the government that we are coming, so they have to stop telling them that we are coming. That's the first thing that they're doing. They need to look away even if they are making what is called the numbers, they can make a number or a figure to call a place where they are going to visit, so that when these people are thinking that these people today they are coming to CBD or whatever, they are going anywhere. So there is a play, there is something that they can do to change the system that they are doing now.
Is your phone ringing? Is Ruto calling you?
Yeah, Ruto is calling me. Just a minute, because I'm.
Okay.
You want to do that something? Just a minute, I'll come back.
Okay, Boomwell, go ahead. Unmute Boomwell.
Interruption is very, very important. I support your work. I was like, I'm new, right? Like I was watching you, trying to understand. I think
Yeah.
like, supporting you is the way to go, right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't join to subscribe on a monthly plan, but I'm gonna start doing that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I think like supporting your vocal, speaking the truth, giving us a chance to like, because it's basically we're building a bridge, right? They build
Yes.
a bridge, they got their people over here, they're connected, no visa. But
Right.
if you ask for visa in Botswana, you see what happened, right? They're
Right.
just getting robbed, right? You apply for a visa, they don't pay you, and they make 200 billion, like 200, I think it's 200 million for just denying visa alone, embassy.
Ouch.
Right?
Wow.
That's
Right.
Botswana, right? Until they reversed, Botswana came up with a new plan to say, if you're not gonna like let us, right?
Right.
So we're not gonna allow USA. You're gonna have to apply visa. Like it backfire just because it went viral on TikTok, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, one lady just say, look, I've been applying for American visa and they reject me, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get my refund back, right? So it went viral.
Mm.
So the whole it's just it's basically the same thing what Russia is saying, right? It's gonna
Yeah.
backfire because you're setting one standard for yourself because somehow you think you're better than everybody else. So one standard. So like this point of Kenya, mano mano, is
Mm-hmm.
gonna backfire. You know why? Because you have Ibrahim Toro just kicked out Trudeau gold mining company today. Like kicked them out. So Canadian cannot take any gold from Burkina Faso no more. They got kicked out.
Yes. Yes.
So Kenya is gonna see Burkina Faso going up. Their tomato factory is up and running. They're getting
Mm.
solar panel, right? So Kenya have to ask themselves 10 years from now, how does this country that was listed on the world equation as the third poorest country in the world, how did they become like above them?
Right.
Right? So
Right.
it's like you cannot hide like something's going up and you're going down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're in Africa continent, right? So they're gonna
Yeah.
start questioning. These kids are gonna start questioning, right? Just like Ibrahim Torres said, right? Like, how do you have cocoa in Ghana and you don't produce no cocoa?
Mm-hmm.
So the kids are gonna start wondering. You understand?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Burkina Faso is like doing. It's one of the fastest growing economy because now they've taken a complete
Yeah.
control of their uranium, gold, copper, and what else? Cotton
Exactly. So Kenya
production.
just find this new diamond in Nyanzi.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, real blue diamond, right? So they wanted to put that guy Joho.
Yes,
Charge.
yes, yes.
His net worth is 2.3 billion as a governor on.
It's probably more than that, but that's what he's telling us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Gen Z is asking himself two questions, right? You're a governor. Your salary is supposed to be 1 million, but now you want a job that's only 1 million,
Right.
right? For mining, he only pays 1 million shillings for mining. Why do you
Right.
want that job?
Well,
And he has the import too, the license, right? To import,
yes,
right?
yes,
Border, right? So that means
yes.
he sneak out Kenya's minerals that nobody would know.
Yep. There's people saying that he I mean, he's been accused of, bringing in some stuff, if you know what I mean, some stuff, some powder stuff.
Yeah.
So for him being the minister of blue whatever economy, he will have the license to bring that stuff without any scrutiny.
Yeah, we had diamond. Nobody knew we had like oil in Kenya. Who knew that? Like these things are popping out now.
Right.
Those that they found the other day, like 6 months ago, and everybody went there and they shut it down. Remember?
Mm. Yes, yes,
Yeah, there was
yes.
construction and all of a sudden gold popped out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yep.
you're denying people the rights and Gen Zs out there, and you're telling them you're gonna kill them. The same police person, like that police officer, if you just put two or two together, I don't know if you finished high school, right? But if you're a police officer and you're killing a Gen Z and that's telling you there's minerals in Kenya and these people are stealing and keeping in their pocket, and you kill that Gen Z, right?
Right.
As
Right.
a police officer, you should have went to school to just like realize that this guy is actually protesting something for your whole family.
Right.
What's
Yeah.
right yours?
Most of those
You didn't finish high school, right?
yeah, most of these police are not well trained and they have poor education. Melchizedek, let me hear what Melchizedek was saying something. I know he had a phone call. Let me hear what he had something to say. Oh, he just dropped.
He's left, yeah.
Crap. All right. Okay.
So
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
questions that people are gonna be asking, right? It's a legitimate question,
Yeah.
right? And people are gonna be asking these questions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even yourself, you have questions, right? In America, you have a few questions, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right?
But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Mhm.
Oh, there's Melchizedek. He was dropped. Melchizedek, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. I'm at work, so that's why sometimes this Ruto regime is calling me all the time.
Oh, Jesse.
Okay, share with us what he told you.
Oh, but this one is above him, so he cannot do anything actually.
Yeah, go ahead. You were telling us something.
Okay, as I was saying that now the government already understand the strategy of this our agency
Mm-hmm.
that give them a hard time to mobilize and do what is proper way of doing this one, because they are very peaceful as we can see, but some of 2 3 things are happening which is normal. It can happen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even all people are not going to the world, you know. Sometimes you have to find a place where you belong.
Right.
So I want to say that once these people, they already understand that these people every Tuesday and Thursday they are organizing the demonstration. They should change this strategy. That's the first thing. The second thing, they should make arrangement, and even if there is a group of, I told them even last time that let us now not do this thing openly, because everybody now understand that your mission here to remove Ruto. So they are ready. The government is ready for anything. And the unfortunate thing that they did, they give that this regime allowance to prepare for them. They made that mistake that next time when they want to do things, they have to be very, very careful with this. Because when you want to catch a thief, you don't tell a thief, I'm coming to your doorstep. The thief will kill you, whether you like it or not. Then these things that they are doing, I told you can even organize. I heard you saying that they can even organize the party, something like that. But not because of that party, but they are organizing something on the contrary to what they want to do.
Right.
Because once they have decided to call people for this party, everybody will come. And that's the time they will say that, okay, today we have a plan. The plan that we have, it should not come out that we are going for the mandaman or whatever. We should strictly that we are going for celebration for something else. Then from that place, they can even make numbers. If CBD is number 1, they can say. If State House number 10, they can say. They just say that today we are heading to number 10. Let them be wise. Not that every time we are going to this place, you tell these people, you give them the link that these people are coming for us. So you have to be very smart. Such kind of things, you have to do it smartly. You don't want to be annoyed and talking bullshit or crying or whatever. Just be calm, make a good plan that will make these people to suffer. In the first place, these people make the government to lose hope everywhere, but waliregea kabisa, na hii kitu ilifanya they get momentum so that they can kick out the Gen Zs, which they did a very, 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 very bad thing. So they have to sit down and make a very good plan. If they want that plan, they can call people to tell them. They have to make the groups for we have WhatsApp, we have meeting, we have these things. There are some things that even the Safaricom cannot access. I know one of them. I know 3 or 4. They cannot access to know that, oh, Kenya Rebel is the one who organized this. There's some platform that even the president himself, they doesn't know, because we have learned. We know everything that is taking place in this universe. So we need to tell them if the anger that they have is the one that failing the Genesis.
Yeah, but
Don't do something when you are annoyed. If you do something when you're annoyed, you are finished.
Yeah.
Even if you want to solve a problem, you don't just go in a problem when you already know that I'm going to fight.
Yeah. I think the reason why they are doing it openly, they're doing it, it's because it's actually legal. That's number one. I know they should be telling them everything because the government will come and thwart it. But because what the government did today was actually legal. You cannot stop people from meeting anywhere and assembling. You know, if 10,000 or 1 million people want to meet at CBD, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing illegal about that. So the government should not go send police officers to tear gas anyone, because that's their rights. They can assemble as long as they're peaceful, they're not destroying things, they're not infringing upon any others people's rights. They can do that. So I think what Gen Zs are doing is this: they are using the constitution, the law, to organize themselves. So they're telling even the government. That's why you saw them. They wrote the letter to the CDF, the Chief Defense Force, whatever the case is, and they wrote to the police. They told them they gazetted their plan of having Mandamano on the 8th, so that they know that we are going to do this and it's going to be peaceful, and it's by the constitution. Because if you start doing things secretly, that's the downside of it. I agree with you. But if you start doing things secretly, of course, they also have their own NIS, whatever the case is, and they will try to find out, infiltrate these organizations, and yeah.
Like
you have something before you proceed. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
When we are doing the right thing, and the right thing that you are doing, that take it is like you are in a family whereby your father is the head of the house. And you have tried all the ways to make that house to be good, but your dad or your mom has refused to do the way you want it. Is there any way that you can do it so that you can change that? That's what I'm trying to drive in, because once the constitution is saying that we have got right to demonstrate and pocketing, right? But you find that at the same constitution that we are talking about, they have some rules and regulation that tells that the government also they have their own rules that denied people to do that. Even you yourself, even if you are the father or you are a mother, and you deny your son or your daughter to do something, and you know this is the right thing that they're supposed to do, how will that your son or your daughter will react? We have the freedom, but the freedom that we have is being taken by some people, so that when you are doing this, your dad will even kill you because of you doing this. It's better you run away from that house and come clearly that today I'm going to fight you red face to face so that you can change that. Even in the Bible is written that the kingdom of heaven is being taken by what? By force. The violence, whatever. I don't know the vague word, but is something that the goodness of thing is, first of all, when we are coming openly that we are talking here, we have the freedom of talking, but nothing is happening. So we have to come up with another strategy to make this thing to work the way we want it. Because if we come there, we tell them tomorrow we are coming to CBD, they will block us. What can we do? We have our secrets that we need to do. Yeah.
Okay. I'll respond to you in a minute. I'll respond to you with that. I get where you're coming from, and I'm with you there. I'll tell you why Gen Z are doing what they say. Boomwell, did you want to say something? I saw you wanted to say something. Unmute.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just agreeing with him because what he wants is coming. Because, like I said, right, this plays two hands, okay, right? Africa, you guys in the east, and then something happening in Sahel, right? So it's kind of like it's saying that you're gonna see Sahel going up, and you're gonna want that. And why? Because Sahel said no to IMF. Kenya, yes. So everything is gonna backfire, and it's gonna show you the right path of freedom, right? Because America, when they had the civil rights, there was no hiding. They went straight there. They did it face to face. No hiding. There's no two face, right? Kenya is just struggling a little bit because they wanna like don't show it on the media. So suppressing the truth.
Right.
Now that Gen Z is doing the right thing, it's just they're suppressing Gen Z. Like that little kid that got arrested today, he's a big Gen Z movement. That kid's popular. He got arrested. One offense is another one, right? So they're suppressing these people that are fighting for the truth, right?
Yes.
Everybody's gonna want to look towards Sahel, and then like if they can do it, what's holding us back? I mean, they're gonna realize, right, who the enemy is.
Right. So what I was trying to say this, and I agree with you, Melchizedek. The reason why Gen Z are doing what they're doing, again, you're right that they should look for other ways. But the thing is, I think the argument is this: why should I hide what I'm doing if what I'm doing is legal? It is the government. Is the government that's violating the law. So what they're doing is, today they exposed that the police were actually violating the law. So what they're going to do is is take that through the legal channels, whether it's international courts or local courts, and show them, hey, listen, look, we have the right to actually peaceably picket, but these guys are shooting us down. They are tear gassing us. That's illegal. They should be held accountable. Okay. So once that is taken care of, and this police, face the repercussions, now we can still go back and organize and meet at CBD, 5 million strong, and do what we want to do because we have the right. The Constitution backs us. Okay, that's what I mean. Because yes, we can go and have our secret meetings and all that stuff. But why should we make it secret if what we are doing is legal? That you get what I'm saying, NaNe?
Yeah, I'm getting what you are saying, but my point is, once you want to do something, you have already seen now. Okay, when I come to the platform, and there are some people are against the platform that I am. For example, if I said, okay, for example, I say Ruto must go, 20 people say Ruto must go, but 100 people say, let us give him time. You understand what I was trying to bring up? So which means that now we already understand that each and every time we organize demonstration, we have to be killed, we have to be injured, we have to be, because it's like we are preparing these people ahead of what you want to do. You understand? So when we want to do this thing, we can say today we are going, but tomorrow is the one that we are planning to go. I think you are understanding my point. Once you have decided that you said, okay, tomorrow we are going to CBD. They will be there waiting for us today, but tomorrow is the one we are planning. So that one is
Okay.
our secret.
So let me tell you, this is where I'm coming. This is what I'm saying. So if we hold these police officers accountable, let's say, okay, they did what they did, because we know every time we plan a mandamano, they will be out there trying to stop it, whether they are putting roadblocks or tear gas. So what we do is we are going to make it an issue where these police officers that did the whole police, whatever, as a unit, are held responsible for what they did, so that next time, when after they are prosecuted and they're found guilty or whatever, I know that's a tall order, because that's why I was mentioning maybe through international pressure, like you saw, Ruto was pressured there. So once they're being held responsible and they're told, hey, listen, you guys are violating their human rights and civil rights, you cannot do this, and they are held responsible, then next time we go for mandamano, they cannot stop or impede on that, because they shall have understood that if they try to tear gas us without any provocation, that's illegal and they can face a consequence. So the next time we go, we don't have to worry about them, because they cannot, as long as we are peaceably doing the stuff we are doing, because we are doing it by the Constitution, they will not stop us, because we are doing something that is enshrined in the Constitution. You understand what I'm saying? That's why today was just an way of exposing the illegal deeds of the police, because there was no mandamano, like you said. It was the police who are just tear gassing the whole everyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the issue is, when you see, since the mandamano started, we have been saying that let us shoot those who did this. Let us go to human rights and do this. And these people also, they are not doing anything. What next?
Right. Was there court cases for impeaching Ruto that was going on in the back end? Civil cases?
Could you say that one more time?
Was there like civil cases in the back with the lawyer lady? She's trying to do civil cases for Ruto to take him to ICC. There's something in the back what the lawyers are doing.
No, that was the U.S. Something. She works under Blinken, whatever her name is. She was
a lady from Kenya. I can't remember her name, but she's doing the civil law with Gen
Oh
Z.
no, that case was dropped. That was years ago. They need more evidence for that. But I'm saying
right now for the killing of the people.
Yes.
Was there something going on there?
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. In our country, we have lawyers.
Yeah.
And these lawyers, they are the people that they're supposed to defend us.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And you find that if you file any case to a police or anybody, you find that they are not doing the right thing that they are supposed to do. That's why we are saying that right now, as you can see, the so-called regime, which is Ruto and the government himself, they capture everywhere. The judiciary, the whatever, they are the people that on top there. So if we can find someone that can shoo these people out of Kenya, then we can say that we are going to the right path. But when we go to the same place where these things are happening, whether we like it or not, it won't happen, because you cannot go to a law to say the law that you did what? You violate the law. Yet these are the people that you say that if there is a crime, you go to police to come and arrest the person who did the wrong, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
What if the police did wrong? Where should you go?
Right. Now, to me, you see that lady from the US that came and spoke to Ruto about human rights. I think that was significant because I think they knew that something like this would happen. And that's why I'm questioning if the US are still backing Ruto. I doubt it. I don't know. But usually, if they back somebody, a leader like that, they never give them warnings about human rights violations. They never do that. They will always turn a blind eye and act like nothing is happening. But the fact that this,
we need the USA. That's the question, right? We need to think about USA because they created this mess.
yes, Ruto is basically their puppet. But that's why I'm saying,
another dog. Like we gotta start doing that.
Right.
If you act like a dog, feel like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
We gotta do that. We gotta identify who's oppressing us because if you're gonna say America's been in Africa for that long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Russia's only been there for a few minutes, right? Compare the outcome. Well, Russia's building a nuclear energy in Mali right now.
Yes.
You understand? Nigeria is crying out for Russia. You understand?
So
these guys are setting up right now. Like, forget about Kenya for 1 second, please. Let's just think about reality for the whole picture, right? NATO is setting up every division right now, right, to attack Russia. They sent 800K soldiers. Norway, Sweden, they're coming from different directions. And if they give Germany the high range missile, like by September, we're like Kenya's not even an issue no more. We're in a real conflict of World War III, right?
Right.
So for Kenya, if they're gonna try to do something, right, it doesn't matter how it comes out, right? Kenya has to say, look, somebody's stealing your resources, and somebody is not adding it up on the math of the equation of what do you have as a Kenya country, what goes where, and what goes. Cause look, there's a school in Kenya and there's no desk. They got money to go buy, desk, computers, right? A couple of stuff, right? Books, right? And I have a picture of kids studying on the floor because the money was embezzled.
Right.
You understand? So it's a game. It's a game. The government's playing a game. You understand? There's no results. It's 2024, and you don't have a computer desk to teach you about AI, right?
Right.
Into AI, there's no jobs, right? So you gotta step it up a little bit because all this labor job is gone. Whatever you're teaching people 10 years ago, now everything's gonna be about AI, learning how to operate a computer, right?
Right.
So, like if you couldn't do like a school desk,
and
keep in touch with reality today, right? Like what we're talking about here, like we're talking about real life, right? Advancement, right? And the way to get advancement is to match what your country has. To match what your country has, you need accountability. You need math. You need to know what your country has, right? So if it has gold, has minerals, it needs to be audited, right? Now, a few people are going to take that money and laugh at us. And that's exactly what Jay-Z is talking about.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Melchizedek.
We have seen how these people are doing since we are born. We find them that they are doing this corruption since, and it's something that is continuously. So people sit down and see that this is the thing that we want to stop. How can we stop it? This is the big issue that we are fighting for. We are not fighting even for the other things, but we are fighting for the freedom which we have, but we have not given that the freedom that we need. Another thing that makes people fighting is the corruption that is killing us every now and then in Africa.
Right.
But in Kenya is very, very weird. I think we are in the last number. We are the number 70 something in the corruption in the world because we are corrupt.
Right.
So the thing that I want to say, for example, we have someone who used to come to X talking, who is called Miguna. He's a lawyer. If these people want to help us to stop this killing and whatever, these are the people that should sit down and say, fine, The Gen Zs have tried their best, and they are still trying to do away of this corruption. What can let us come in and help these people and make sure that we do the justice by the knowledge and the experience that we have, we already gathered. Because once you come there, you are a lawyer and you are still telling people, let's go to the street, and you are the one who's supposed to make a good example to the world that, okay, this is the corruption that people are talking about. What can we do about it? That's the first thing that the Miguna, when he come to the platform, he should come up and say very clearly. But these people, they're like, how do we call it? Like a snake, you know?
Well, I think he's limited. I think he's limited to what he can do because this. I mean, he has gone through the, the torture and being, remember under Uhuru Kenyatta. So he has been through a lot. So that's why I think, he's limited to what he can do from where he is. So I kind of cut him some slack. But anyway, guys, I know it's been an hour. I have to go somewhere, unfortunately, but I'll be here tomorrow. So can you guys just give me your last submissions before I close up and shout out to everybody so I can close the shop. But I'll be back tomorrow. So Mr. Boomworld, your closing remarks, please.
Ibrahim Toro, right? It's just basically we need a direction. And I think Kenya is gonna do what he's doing, right?
Right.
You kill you remove Gaddafi, right? No problem, right? Time 2024, right?
Right.
Ibrahim Toro is really gonna hurt us, and I can speak that of how many people in Africa?
The what?
How many people in Africa? Like 1.2, 1.
Oh, I have no idea. It's a lot, billion. Means like a lot.
Yeah, a lot, right? So removing him is gonna hurt how much people?
A lot of people.
If he dies tomorrow, Gaddafi, it's okay. Like the Gaddafi wasn't really like.
No, Gaddafi was actually very influential outside even Libya. He was trying to liberate other countries too.
Like 2024, right now. Like right now.
Oh yeah. Right now he's not He's,
you know what I mean? Like right now, this is our time now, right? 2024.
Yes.
It's like having Malcolm X all over again, and then we had to choose.
Right.
If we're gonna defend him, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're all united as Black people that we choose okay, we want him, right?
Right.
And I've seen that all over social media, whether you're from anywhere in the world, right? Venezuela just did an agreement. If you touch him, you touch Venezuela. Cuba did an agreement with him. Putin protected him. He said, if anybody touches him, he's gonna protect it. Now, it's France that wants him dead. USA wants him dead. No problem, right? Do what we gotta do, right? I'm just saying, if you touch that guy, you have to answer to 1.2 billion Africans, and we're not gonna take it lightly, right? And I put this on record to CIA, NCI, ABC, 1BC, anybody that wants to hear it, right? You touch Ibrahim Toro, 2024. We as Black people are not gonna take that lightly and forget about roll over with fake news and say, "Oh, he was this and that." We know exactly who he is. He's our savior,
right?
King. He's our boss, right? He's the one that's telling us exactly what we should have done 400 years ago before we got slaves. 2024, he's telling us what we should have done, what we should have been, right? How Black people should have reacted, because it's one question, really. You have cocoa, and you don't have the factory. That's one question every leader should have asked, right? You have gold, and you're sending it to France, and France don't have no gold.
Right.
That's one question every leader should ask himself, right? Ruto is not doing that. Ruto is trying to take something from Kenya, put it in the train, and send it to the Western.
Right.
That's what he's doing. And he's hiring a governor who has 2-point-something billion as a governor. Like, mind-blowing. Putting more minerals to take it on something that wasn't even publicly, it didn't even come to the Congress, it didn't even come to Kenya Parliament to show that you guys have diamond. So many people in Kenya, they didn't even bring it to Congress, they didn't even bring it to Parliament to show, okay, this is what the country has, this is what we're gonna do, right? So it's a blind robbery, and you have Ibrahim Toro facing you, right? So it's gonna backfire.
Mhm.
It won't be good. Like it's basically you have the truth and you have faith, right? So
Yep.
Kenya is gonna just replicate everything that's happening in Sahel. They're gonna say we want that too. Nigeria is
Yep.
doing the same thing, right? So I think everyone in Africa they're looking at this guy, right, and they're agreeing with him, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's one
Mhm.
guy that said no to slavery. There's one guy that's standing up against the USA, right? If we're scared, it's okay, everybody's scared, right? But if you
Right.
don't have the audacity to actually say what it is in the picture, right?
Mhm.
Say exactly what the USA are doing. Today they arrested Scott Ritter. Who did that? Is whoever owns USA, right?
Right.
Scott Ritter is
Right.
the only person that's telling the truth, right?
Mhm.
Go on Jimmy before you leave. Go on Jimmy show,
All
right?
right.
Right? Watch the Jimmy show, right? And Jimmy's gonna say like even they wanted to arrest Jimmy. They wanted to arrest him, right? And
Right.
you're doing exactly what Jimmy is doing, just because you're not getting that much view because you know what I mean. You know what's going on, right?
Right.
And
Right.
we have to support you because what you're doing is very very good. We have to support you. We have to. As a people, like you're actually defending the truth, you're talking the truth, you're giving us a chance to talk the truth as we are. And this is something they're hiding and compressing, right?
Right. Right.
How our story, what it really is. You understand? So
Right.
we have to support you. We have
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Melchizedek, your last words, sir.
Yeah. Okay, my last word I can say one, let us not give up with what we have started because everyone is seeing in the world that we are doing the good thing to give this government headache. Let us give them until they fell down. This
Mhm.
is our target. Another thing, let us be wise when we are doing things because there are some people that are wasaliti
Right.
because we find now each and every city they are talking about different things. So the Mandamano is now remaining for Nairobi. So we need to speak in one voice that when we say that tomorrow we are doing this, we sit down, we make it nice and perfect. So that when these people are seeing,
Oh, Melchizedek.
disappeared.
It. I think Ruto has. Ruto has.
In that,
Ruto has called him again.
oh, it's too much anything. I'm
But
sorry.
I'm so Melchizedek. Something's wrong. But anyway, guys,
Thank you
thank you
so
so.
much, bro. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, bro.
Thank you so much for joining me. Be a regular. I like your train of thought. But thank you so much, Melchizedek. Nimekusendia hiyo kitu kwa chat, so you know how to reach me. Thank you so much, guys. I'll be here tomorrow. Every day I'm always here. So you can subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. Everyone else, thank you for Clean Black and what's Clean Black Sneakers. And who was the other one who alitupia kitu. I thank you so much, guys. Everyone in the comment section. Atticus, wacha kupotea. Yeah. Kiki, thank you so much. WS Banker, always I see you here. I can't name everyone. Gypsy Corner, everyone who was part of this, I would thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Put your notification on. I'll just see you there. Thank you so much. Have a good night, Boon World.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Join in.
All right. Peace.